What is going on, everyone? Have a manga haul for the beginning of October. Today is, of course, October 1st, so we're gonna go and I'll show you some of the manga that I've picked up for the beginning of this month. Starting with the manga that I bought from Barnes & Noble, because if you saw the last video, you'll kind of understand why I'm using Barnes & Noble now instead of Right Stuff. So we'll just kind of go right in. So firstly, we have volume 32 of Black Butler, which I've recently started getting back into Black Butler a little while ago. And I don't know why I didn't get back into it sooner. I think I just had all the volumes that I could have had at the time, so I just kind of stopped and recently picked up 21 and 22. Actually, this is 32. Sorry, 32. Volume 32, not 22, not 23. Volume 32. So now that we have that figured out, let's move on to the manga that I probably like the most. And this is a Rumiko Takahashi original artwork. It is Urusei Yatsura. I've picked up volume 14 as well as volume 13. And I don't know if these are omnibuses or if this is just how Rumiko Takahashi intended for this manga to be. I know that in the it's sort of split up into two halves. Each volume has two parts in it. So this has part 25 and 26. And I'm assuming this has volume part 27 and 28 in it. So I don't know if this is two volumes in one or if it's just intended to be one big volume. But we'll move on now to the stuff that I purchased at Newbury Comics. I don't go there all the time because the store that was closest to me shut down, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. So there's one like an hour away from me, and I don't really go. I don't really want to drive like an hour just to go to one store to look around for like 20 minutes. So I don't really go that often. But I got two manga there. Well, one's a manga, the other one's sort of an art book for a manga. So Fruits Basket Volume 5 I picked up, or a collector's edition number 5. This one I think is sort of technically an omnibus because there are smaller volumes available of this, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I figured I would pick this up, start picking up the manga for Fruits Basket and the collector's editions anyways. I'm trying to get more into omnibuses and having smaller volumes of manga. I know these are bigger, but the more manga I can fit into one volume, the better, because I have very limited space in this office here. So I watched the original anime for this. Well, I watched the remake of season 1, and then I watched the original season 1 because people were saying that there are a couple of differences between, like, the original anime doesn't really hold true to the manga, so they remade the anime like 20 years or like 10, 20 years after the original. That's more along the storyline that was outlined in the original manga. So I did like both. I felt that the original season 1 of Fruits Basket definitely held to the art style of the original material, but the newer, updated version of the show, I think, holds truer to the storyline of the original manga. So I kind of want to read the original manga to kind of compare to see how much different the original anime is from the remake and how close each are to this. Normally I don't like reading the manga if I've already seen the anime and vice versa, but I'm making an exception for this part. And the second piece of manga / anime that I picked up is this big art book right here. This is the art of My Neighbor Totoro. This is a Studio Ghibli film, or a film by Hayao Miyazaki, who was one of, if not the original founder of Studio Ghibli. Back in, I think, the 70s or 80s, and they're still going to this day. So I might do some B-roll shots of this, so you might be seeing that sort of integrated. There's a lot in this book. It's mostly concept art, as we can see here on the first page. We got the little soot spirits. Obviously, I don't think they look 100% like that in the movie. So there's things in this book that are not in the original series. The first, like when you open it up to page 5, you encounter this right here, a full page print of Totoro in the rain, and then on this side here is like a letter to the people who read or look at this book. And it's interesting to see this because I'll probably show a still again if I do B-roll footage. I'll kind of hold on this a little bit so you guys can read it. But it basically just says that Mr. Miyazaki wanted to produce a film that would stick with people long after they left the theaters. And considering how people are still talking about it, even to this day, even though the film came out in 1988, I think, sometime in the late 80s. And so this is, I think they've achieved that goal of wanting people to still talk about the film and, still kind of have that film in mind. And now it's highly regarded as one of the best, in my opinion anyways, one of the best animated films ever made, because you got this whole section on the title sequence, and just, oh my god, it's all just the artwork in this book. Oh my god. Like, if you are as big a fan of not just My Neighbor Totoro, but anything Studio Ghibli related, you got to get your hands on some of these. They have them for obviously for My Neighbor Totoro. They have them for Howl's Moving. I think I saw one for Howl's Moving Castle. I saw one for Kiki's Delivery Service. I was gonna get that one, but My Neighbor Totoro just squeaks out ahead of Kiki's Delivery Service for like one of my favorite films of all time. So it's not cheap. It's like $35 for one of these, but for what you get in this, you get like all this, like all the artwork, and there's like little blurbs on each one, and it's just, if you're a fan of Studio Ghibli, man, and you don't have these, or you don't have at least one of these, you're missing out, dude, because this is a collector's, for me, this is a collector's item. It's more of a coffee table book, something you scroll through when you're kind of bored or looking, have nothing else to read. You kind of flip through it and look at the pictures and stuff. But I don't know, it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So that's pretty much all I got for manga, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.